Thank you. We'll look at how uh, Sumo Logic has helped us migrate into the cloud, and some of the key decisions that we have taken that would actually help us in optimizing um, our costs when migrating to AWS cloud. Also, we'll look at some of our dashboards that we've built for Black Friday and Cyber Monday monitoring. I'm Pavan Dusi. I'm a manager of performance engineering at Children's Place. A little background about Children's Place. We are the largest pure play children's specialty apparel retailer in North America. We were established in 1969 in Hartford, Connecticut. And over the years, we've experienced phenomenal growth. In the year 1997, we went public. In 2016, we went through a digital transformation effort to provide better experience to our moms. In 2019, we purchased the rights to Gymboree, and we launched Gymboree early this year. With our migration to the cloud, the whole approach was to take our presentation layer and and have it hosted in AWS. And we've used the latest technologies like serverless technologies like Lambda, GraphQL, and also we've done quite a lot of Node.js, and the content was managed in Drupal. And the entire website is responsive. And both TCP and Gymboree is being driven through this platform. The backend is still Origin, which is in our data center. Now, what we've realized with this migration is that Sumo Logic has a lot of out-of-the-box connectors that actually collect most of the data. 90% of it was out of the box, which that needed very little customization. And we pulled in a lot of our cloud sources data, and we were quickly able to build dashboards out of it. And the other example I can give you is some of the metrics that we need to monitor were also available out of the box, including, as an example, the concurrent execution times that I have a slide for down the line. Some of the key decisions we had to make were in cost versus performance optimizations. And we had a few challenges, like, are we going to use Redis, or are we going to use Elastic Bean Cache or Elastic Cache or Redis? And then we had to take a few more decisions, like are we going to go with EKS or eBusiness Elastic Beanstalk approach and stuff like that. Now, after the initial rollout, we've analyzed our traffic and understood what kind of traffic differentiators are actually reaching these origin points, and what is the performance that we need to give them. And then based on that, we were able to differentiate whether it's a bot or a user traffic or an internal traffic. And then based on the performance considerations, we were able to optimize each and every layer by adding in more cache or bringing in a different cost performance cache layer, basically helping us reduce the cost. This is an example of the out-of-the-box dashboard that we were able to bring in. And it's one metric that we track, which is the concurrent executions at the Lambda layer. And we were actually happily surprised that all of these was directly available within Sumo Logic. So we just had to bring in the metric, and then once the metric was available, the data was automatically there, and we were getting nice graphs. We've realized a lot of benefits by leveraging Sumo Logic, and we see it being beneficial to our three main business units. From a business standpoint, we've discussed that we've done a lot of A/B analysis. Basically, are we going to use different cache layers or EKS versus EBS and stuff like that, and understand the performance considerations of each technology. And based on that, we were able to arrive at better cost efficient technologies, and reducing the costs. All of this was done because we were able to do data-driven decision making, and so it helped us optimize the tech stack and mitigate the risk. From a platform perspective, what we've seen is that with the continuous use of Sumo Logic, there's a whole lot of feedback loop that we have created internally in terms of the processes. Immediately after a sprint cycle, we have all the teams like dev teams, DevOps teams, even QA teams. They go back and analyze the new exceptions, errors that customers are facing, and using trace context, they're able to tie them into the UI and the specific scenarios, and are able to understand and visualize the specific issues that have been that the customers are seeing, and also pinpoint the root cause analysis. With historical trends, now they're able to see at which release, or is this an existing issue, or if it's a new issue that has come with this sprint. So they're able to do this kind of analysis. From an operations and monitoring perspective, Sumo Logic is actually our NOC operations center, and we have configured all our different alerts into P1, P2, P3. So when the alert itself is generated, we have written the alerts in such a way that they are categorized into P1, P2, P3, and so quickly the operations team are able to reach out to the appropriate teams, or sometimes the external vendors, and capture and then drive issue resolution. Also, we're able to understand security related issues, including any scraping attacks, and then put blocks on them. So overall, we're seeing that there's faster issue escalations and resolutions. From a Black Friday and Cyber Monday operations perspective, we built internal dashboards that monitor every piece of metric that we need, like orders per second, customer latencies, external vendors, whether they are timing out and stuff like that. We've built custom dashboards, all with the use of APIs that are available within Sumo Logic, and we've built our own Java application, and with not just Sumo Logic data, but we've brought in other useful data that is available through other vendors, and then we have it in one dashboard. So that's another big benefit of having your data in one place, and you can quickly visualize if a certain element or a certain piece of a vendor or a particular call is failing, you can quickly drive it to resolution so that your customer traffic is not impacted. From a NOC perspective, we've set up a whole lot of trigger alerts in Sumo, like I mentioned, in categorizing them into P1, P2, P3. We've also set up a whole lot of threshold alerts where we see any max client errors and stuff like that, or if max client approach alerts, database connection pools, and so so you don't have to wait till the tip off, but we get early on notification, and then we can take a timely action. The same thing is true for some of the payment gateways and external vendors. If their calls are either excessively failing or exceeding SLAs, we now have the ability to almost at real time, triage them, and then notify the vendor, and then drive them to issue resolution. Thank you. Any questions?